In the stillness of the night, when the world seemed wrapped in a shroud of darkness, I lay in my bed, my breathing gentle and rhythmic. The moonlight filtered through the thin curtains, casting eerie shadows across the room. It was on one such night that I felt an odd sensation, as if someone was watching me. My eyes flickered open to the sight of a figure, an indistinct silhouette, standing at the foot of my bed. A chill ran down my spine as I strained to make out the features of the mysterious being. It was a shadow person, I thought, its form wavering and twisting like a distortion in the fabric of reality. Its eyes, if it had any, were hollow pits of darkness that seemed to peer into my very soul. My heart thundered in my chest, my mind unable to comprehend the nature of this eerie visitation. I tried to scream, but my voice was trapped in my throat, stifled by a sense of overwhelming dread. The shadow figure extended a vague, elongated arm toward me, as if it intended to touch me, to draw me into an abyss of unknown horrors. Yet, just as quickly as it had appeared, the figure dissipated into the darkness, leaving me gasping for air, my body drenched in cold sweat. The following nights followed a similar pattern. The shadow person would materialize, its presence increasingly palpable, instilling in me a profound fear that burrowed deep into my psyche. I sought help, confiding in my family and friends, but they dismissed my accounts as vivid nightmares induced by sleep apnea. Even the psychologists I consulted reasoned that my experiences were merely manifestations of disrupted sleep, attributing my encounters to a physiological condition rather than a paranormal phenomenon. Desperate for respite, I begrudgingly accepted the diagnosis. I adhered to the prescribed treatments, sleeping with cumbersome devices that monitored my breathing and minimized the symptoms of sleep apnea. But the shadow person persisted, undeterred by the skepticism of others, its visits increasing in frequency and intensity. Each encounter left me more drained, more convinced of the sinister reality that lurked beyond the realm of conventional understanding. As the weeks passed, the line between wakefulness and nightmare blurred for me, my grip on reality slipping away. The shadow person's visits, no longer confined to the night, began to infiltrate my waking hours, appearing in fleeting glimpses at the peripheries of my vision, its presence an ever-present menace that loomed over my every thought and action. The psychologists, unwavering in their dismissal, prescribed stronger medications, their voices laced with growing impatience and disbelief. They urged me to confront my fears, to challenge the supposed manifestations of my troubled mind. Yet as I grappled with the relentless onslaught of the shadow figure, I realized that I was alone in my battle against an entity that defied rational explanation. In the depths of my despair, I turned to ancient lore and forbidden texts, scouring the annals of the occult for answers that eluded the confines of scientific reasoning. In the dim light of my study, I unearthed references to shadow beings, entities that traversed the boundaries between dimensions, preying on the vulnerable and the isolated, feeding on the fear they elicited. Armed with newfound knowledge and a resolve born of desperation, I embarked on a perilous journey, seeking out enigmatic individuals who claimed to possess insights into the realm of the supernatural. They spoke of ancient rituals and protective talismans, of incantations that could banish the shadow person back to the darkness from whence it came. With trembling hands and a heart heavy with trepidation, I followed their guidance, invoking powers beyond my comprehension, daring to challenge the very fabric of my perceived reality. And in a climactic confrontation that blurred the boundaries between nightmare and waking life, I confronted the shadow person, its form writhing and contorting with rage and malice. In a burst of ethereal light and a cacophony of unearthly wails, the shadow figure dissipated, its hold on my life severed, at least for the time being. Yet the scars it left on my soul remained, a testament to a battle fought in the shadows of skepticism and disbelief, a battle that transcended the boundaries of rational understanding. Though the psychologists continued to attribute my experiences to the confines of sleep disorders, I knew the truth, a truth that defied the confines of scientific explanation. For in the dead of night, when the world succumbed to the embrace of darkness, I remained vigilant, knowing that the veil between my reality and the unknown was fragile, and that the shadow person might return, biding its time until the barriers weakened once more.